Good morning. I gotta readjust all my shit. My son drove yesterday. I had him take me to the emergency room just so that I could get like an x-ray and shit. Because, dude, when I fell yesterday, landed right on my fucking tailbone. And it hurt like a motherfucker. Let me tell you, it hurt like a motherfucker. I was I was in so much pain. And I had already taken my pain relievers because it happened like right after I woke up. I went outside to check something for Dad and didn't realize that was ice on the sidewalk. I thought it was just damp pavement. I didn't realize. Well, because I'm the wrong person to ask. To me, it wasn't cold. It was like 30-something degrees outside. To me, it wasn't that cold. I was outside in just fucking long sleeves with no jacket or anything. I gotta take a Benadryl because I'm out of Allegra. And my allergies are acting like assholes. Okay. Whatever. So I didn't notice that it was ice. I just was like, yeah, whatever. And I came walking out, took 2 steps, and my feet went out from under me. And I landed right on my tailbone and my lower back. Shit. Hold on. I'm going to pause you. I forgot something. Okay, I'm back. I got everything that I forgot. One of these needs to be plugged in. Which one? Not sure. Probably this one. Nope. This one. What? I don't know. This one. The one that just glowed blue. We'll plug that one in and let it charge while I'm driving. This is the one I forgot in the house. Finished drinking my water. Anyway, since I'm not of childbearing age, they did a CT scan just to be certain that I didn't crack anything or fracture anything. So they did the CT scan. I didn't fracture anything, didn't crack anything. All my other stuff showed up. The doctor that read my CT, he like had his little list of everything that he saw. And I'm just like, and the ER doctor that was sitting with me, and he pulled it up, and I said, no, knew about that. That's old, been dealing with that forever. And then he got to my Bertolotti syndrome. He goes, Bertolotti syndrome? He goes, what's that? And I was like, fuck, I don't know. He looked it up. It's a congenital defect of the spine. And I said, oh, I said, my defect. And he goes, your what? I said, my defect. I said, we all have it. My whole family, from my dad. I said, my dad, both me, my dad, and both my sisters, we all have it. We all have a defect that causes us back problems. He's like, really? I said, yeah. He goes, are any of them here with you? And I said, no. I said, my son is here with me. I said, he might have it, but we're not sure. Okay, I'm going to do the trash. You're going to look at my empty seat because I'm not pausing this shit again. Okay, thanks. Okay. But yeah, I forgot that that's what it was called. I was like, wow, I remember that now. But uh yeah, I have two of my vertebrae are fused together by I call it a bone spur. But two of my vertebrae are fused together in the lumbar. And my other sister, my oldest sister, she has it as well. But I'm not sure where hers is fused to. Now my other sister, one of her lower vertebrae is fused to her hip, which is why she couldn't have her babies any way but cesarean, because her hips couldn't spread because they were attached to her spine. I guess you can correct it through surgery, but fuck, I don't know. I guess you can, but no. We're not doing that. Any surgeries I have are gonna be to save my fucking life. That's it. If it's gonna save my fucking life, I'll have it. But if it's not gonna save my fucking life, I should clarify. Major surgeries, okay? Like this thumb bullshit, I can have surgery for that. That's not a big deal. That's not a serious major surgery. I'm talking about major surgery, like on your back or on your, somewhere that can cripple you for life if something goes wrong. Like my neck, when I had that pinched nerve in my neck and had to have traction for 6 weeks. If that wouldn't have worked, I would have been screwed. I really would have been screwed, and they said, hope it works, because your only other solution after that is surgery. And that surgery is really dangerous. I was like, awesome. Oh, Jesus, fuck. I didn't see that. Big fucking chuck hole. God damn it. Okay, well that kick-started my heart. But yeah, they were really nice. They were really nice up there. I said, no restrictions, right? He goes, nope, just whatever feels like you can do it. I was like, okay, great. Thanks so much. So yeah, 5 hours in the ER. And I was there were already at least 3 people in the waiting room that had slipped and fell yesterday. And while I was there, at least 4 more came in while I was there. And that emergency room doctor told me, he's like, we've had a ton of slip and falls today. He goes, a ton of slip and falls. And I was like, I was giggling, because almost every person that came in, and they would take them to triage, and you'd hear them go, did you hit your head? Because that's what they asked me as soon as I said I fell. And they were like, did you hit your head? And I said, no, I didn't hit my head. I said, I landed on my tailbone and my lower back. And they're like, okay. And like, Every other person that walked into the ER, you couldn't hear what they were saying, but then you'd hear one of the nurses go, "Did you hit your head?" Because they're like making sure nobody, has like brain damage or some shit. Apparently hitting your head is a bad thing, which I know from experience, but yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Whatever. I've got so many problems with my head. I just don't even, between the migraines, constant headaches, and fuck, there's too much. It's just too much. I don't even care. Like, whatever. If I'm not dropping dead from it, at this point, fuck it. I just can't. Oh, somebody has a fire. Somebody has a fireplace or a wood burning stove. Probably a fireplace. These are all rich people up here. They probably all have fireplaces. That's what I want, a wood burning stove. I'd love to put a wood burning stove in the house. That would be fantastic. Living this close to the woods. Do you know how many fallen trees? I would never have to buy wood, really. Because living right at the edge of the forest, I can go in and just pick up seasoned wood off the ground that's been out in the woods for years, Enough to have a few fires anyway, Kindling all the limbs that break off the trees every time the wind blows too hard. Have tons of small tree limbs to use for kindling, and yeah, I wouldn't mind having a fireplace or a wood burning stuff. That'd be nice. I kind of miss that. No, but anyway, I just have a bruised butt. Pelvic contusion is what they said. Bruised ass. I bruised my ass, basically. Oh my God, it was terrible. It was so terrible. But at least I can sit today. I can sit down on like my full ass. Yesterday I couldn't. I had to sit leaning way forward, because if I put too much pressure, it was so terrible. I had to sit leaning forward so no pressure would be on my tailbone. But it already feels better today. I put some icy hot on the muscles around my back, because I know I probably pulled some of them. And today I have on a hot patch. So I should be okay. It only still hurts if I lift my legs to walk and stuff, when I get up from a chair or when I sit down in the chair. It's that movement. That's the only time it really hurts, so I told the ER doctor, I was like, yeah, I was just waiting to see how I would feel. I said, because I had just taken my pain pills right before I fell. Literally had just taken them not even a half hour before I fell. And I told him, I said, so I was just waiting to see how I felt. Because, I couldn't judge how bad it was because I had already taken my pain pills. I said, so I was waiting to see after the initial shock wore off how bad I was going to feel before I came in. And I said, and then it got to the point, after a few hours, it got to the point where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is starting to hurt really bad. And I can just imagine how bad it's going to hurt after the pain pills wear off. Which is why I went, because I was like, man, if it hurts this bad and I'm still, like, my pain pills are still working and it hurts this bad, just wait until they wear off. I can just imagine how bad it's going to hurt when they wear off. So, even on pain pills, when it still hurt, I went. I was like, I better go. So I went in. The car behind me's headlights and driving lights looks like an angry robot with bags under its eyes. It does. It looks like an angry robot with bags under its eyes. Oh my God. Oh well. So anyway, I'm good there. And then today it's supposed to get super duper cold. The temperature's supposed to start dropping like really, really bad today. By the time I get home from work, we'll be in almost in the single digits by the time I get home today. So that's gonna be fun. it's the beginning of the don't go outside, you'll die kind of weather, you know. Go ahead. Waiting on you. I ain't in no hurry. Apparently you are, but I'm not. We still don't know how much snow and shit we're gonna get. Have no clue. Have no clue. Could be 2 inches, could be 12. We still don't know. We still don't know. It's fine. Does it matter? Not to me. I don't care. What do I care? The only place I have to go is here. And if it's not safe enough to leave the house, I'm not leaving the house. That's just how that goes. I'm gonna eat my breakfast. I'm hungry. I've been up since like 1:30 because I went to bed early, like about 7 o'clock. That was 6 hours. I got 6 hours of sleep. That's pretty good, right? For me. I usually only get 3 or 4. I've been sleeping a lot more lately. I've been noticing. I've been averaging like 5, 6, and 7 hours of sleep. And that's a good thing. It hurt to put my leg up just now. I've got it up on the seat with me. January's almost over, you guys. January will be over like next week. That's so fucked up. They must have did something to the Pop-Tarts. These don't, they're not right. There's something off about them. They taste different. The texture's different. RK Jr., did you fuck with my Pop-Tarts? I bet you did. Did you see them naked chips? The Cheetos with no Cheeto on them? They don't look like Cheetos. They're Cheetos, but they ain't got no Cheeto on them. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. They're naked. They're not orange. What else was it? Cheetos and Doritos. Now, that's just... I think that's what it was. I think it was like Cool Ranch Doritos or some shit. They were sampling them one day. I just remember that, but... And now everybody's coming out with some... with all their little naked cereal. Like Trix or Fruit Loops or Apple Jacks or some shit like that. One of those. Took the colors off of it. I'm almost positive it was Fruit Loops. And it said something about a mystery flavor or some shit. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, this is so good. I was so hungry. I even brought extra snacks. I did. I have one of those bars in my pocket. 2 in my purse. I'll turn this on my feet. Got the heat on my feet. I don't really have anything else to talk about. There's some other shit going on in my head, but we're not going to talk about it right now. It's a conversation for another day. So I'm going to end this here, and I will check in with you another time. Maybe tomorrow I'll give you like live coverage or something of this mega storm. Fuck, I have no clue. Anyway, stay warm, stay safe. Thanks for coming by.